This has kind of been like a hard video to record, mostly because this franchise has meant so much to me throughout these past few years. Um, it's just kind of hard having to make this type of video that's basically like an effective like goodbye to the series in a way. Um, but I feel like it has to be done. Um, like I said, this franchise has meant a lot to me throughout my life. It's basically been there for half my life. I was a fan of FNaF when it first came out in 2014. Um, I was one of those kids that was never allowed to play it because my mom said that my mom was one of those people that was like FNaF is demonic. But then she eventually came around to it, like in 2021. She was like, "It's fine, you can play it." But the first movie was like my comfort movie for a good while. It still is one of my comfort movies. It was there for me in a time where things were just rough. Um, but you know, it's just kind of hard having to say goodbye to FNAF, but I feel like with everything going on, this just has to be made. So let's start with kind of like the thing that kind of got me, the first thing that kind of got me thinking about whether or not I still want to be a fan of this franchise, you know? The second movie came out December 5th, 2025. We all remember that day. Um I watched it December 18th with my girlfriend. We both dressed up as Freddy. I was OG Freddy. She was no. I was Toy Freddy. She was OG Freddy. But we went to the movie. Um, and it after the movie ended, I will just say this: I had fun during the movie. It was an enjoyable experience. I think all most movies I watch are certainly enjoyable unless I find like no redeeming factors in them. Like we know those types of movies, but I enjoyed the second FNAF movie, but I wouldn't say it was a good movie. So after the movie ended, I was like, huh, I thought that was good. But like, I kind of sounded unsure about it because my girlfriend had asked me, did you like it? And I was like, yeah. But I sounded unsure, like I said. So she was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, yeah. But as we were driving away, we were driving to Burger King to get the SpongeBob meal for that last SpongeBob movie that just came out. And I specifically remember that because when we were driving, I was like, I don't know how to feel about that because I didn't, and honestly still don't. But I think I know where I land on the spectrum of thoughts with this movie. So I gave myself 2-ish days to think about it, 1 to 2 days, and then eventually I was on the phone with my girlfriend, and I was just like, I didn't like it. And what's disappointing is the fact that I love that first movie so much, right? It's not a perfect movie by any means. It's a movie that I will defend and say that it's an all right movie. It's not the worst thing on earth. It's okay. It's pretty good. It has its flaws, yeah, but I still think it's really good. But when you have a first movie that is so flawed, you have people basically being like, there needs to be some sort of improvement. Something needs to change here, and you promise that improvement, but you don't deliver on it. Instead, you hide under the guise of this movie's for the fans. Critics won't understand it. And it just ends up being bad, like actually horrible. Like I don't think that's excusable at that point because you had the opportunity to go ahead and improve on it. You said you basically lied to the audience. You said you were going to improve. You didn't. It ended up being a trash heap. 15% on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way. I don't know if it's still 15%. I'll update it while I'm editing. But like what like what like what happened? Like I don't know. It was that kind of got me thinking about if I wanted to be a fan of this franchise again because I was hyping up that second movie because like I said, I love that first movie so much. The trailers got me a little bit excited. I will admit, when the first trailer came out, I was like, I think this movie's not going to be that good. It looks like a basic horror movie. It just doesn't feel like it just kind of got me not as excited for the second movie, but as more stuff started coming out, I was excited for it. I saw it. I didn't like it. So I had predicted my own thoughts on the movie. I wasn't going to like it. But it's not for the reasons that I had said. Like, it looks like a basic horror movie. It was not a basic horror movie. It was just nonsense thrown at a screen, stuff being thrown at the wall to see what sticks. But that was kind of like the beginning. But I want to get into like some of the more recent stuff before I continue on to my main personal thing. Um, the communication side of things, communication with this franchise is not good. I'm sorry. Back when it was an indie franchise, one guy developing it, yeah, sure, it's fine. It was excusable because it's one guy making it, one guy marketing it, but he had a sole website to market those games, right? He doesn't even have that website anymore. Scott Cawthon does not have that website anymore. ScottGames.com to promote to promote any of the new projects and stuff. Um, so like, okay, I'm gonna start with the main thing that kind of happened that kind of set all this off with Secret of the Mimic coming out. We knew there was going to be a VR port, but there were never any updates on it. Stillwell never said, "Hey, we're still working on this." They only just started marketing it like a few weeks, well, that like a few weeks before it had released. Typically with games, I feel like you want to promote it like a few months in advance, sometimes a year in advance for some people, but I also know that Steelwool is like a small studio. Secret of the Mimic technically flopped, but it also had something to do with the marketing of the game. They did not market that game very well. And I'm just gonna say that. After the game came out, it's like they promoted it for 3 days, then they stopped. I'm over exaggerating, of course. They probably promoted it for a little bit longer, but still it was like a short amount of marketing, then they stopped. Before the game even came out, they barely marketed it. They had the shorts, admittedly. But all the trailers they released that were supposed to highlight parts of the game, they were like really big parts that you would not want to spoil your horror game for. It's like they had little to no faith that this game would sell because everybody thought it looked like a Poppy Playtime clone, so they just had to throw everything out. But that's not my main point. My main point is the fact that it was a PS5 VR exclusive, a PSVR exclusive for some time, and then they I don't know if they ever disclosed that or not, but they originally they did say this was supposed to be a PC and PS5 thing, but no, it was just PSVR. Then they were like, "Hey guys, like." Then people were demanding communication after this teaser trailer came out for the VR, right? They were like, "Fine, not even fine." They would be like, "Hey guys, sorry about that. We'll give more communication." But this isn't something we need to demand from the main developers of this franchise. This is something that should be already established. Marketing is like the most important part of any product. If you don't have any good marketing, if you don't have any marketing at all, your product is probably going to fail. I'm just gonna say that it's probably going to fail. Um, but like, and then to make matters worse, the PSVR port was bad. It was bad. You could tell they had not put much work on it. Like, it was not almost a year's worth of effort, because Secret of the Mimic came out in June. This VR port came out like April, May, that time period. It had not made a month yet. I mean, a month? What? A year yet, admittedly, but it had been almost a year, like 10 years. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. 10 months. It had been 10 months since the game came out. April, 10 months. May, 11 months. Or heck, I'll even say maybe March, maybe this general time period, although I swear it was April, May. But still, if we want to be generous and say that it came out in March, 9 months. You had almost a full year to develop this thing. And it came out like a trash heap. And then you guys were like, "Hey guys, PC will come out later on." Although this was kind of announced like exactly 2 weeks after Steelwool posted something. I was like, "We'll let you guys know within a couple of weeks." It was exactly like a couple of weeks by the time they made a post about it. But it was the communication with this franchise is so bad. And then the 5 laps of Freddy's thing, I think that's something that we also need to address, because why did we learn from the composer that the game was supposedly canceled only for somebody, I think it was maybe the composer, having to come back, or somebody else coming back and being like, "No, the game is still in development." It's just like we're like, the game isn't canceled, basically. Not I don't know if they said it's still in development. They just said it's not canceled. So it's probably on hold. But why did we have to learn this from somebody that is not Scott Cawthon? Or even Click Team? They're supposed to have a marketing team for this. There's a reason why marketing is a thing, guys. Like PR teams. Their social media managers exist for a reason, because they're supposed to share updates to the fandom, to the community. And if you don't do that, then it's just going to result in chaos. And we already saw that with the 5 Laps at Freddy's thing, with the Secret of the Mimic thing. And in the Scott Cawthon account on Twitter, the Scott Games FNaF account, why is this a thing if you're not going to use it? Like, I I get you wanted to make an account specifically to give updates on your franchise. Okay, that makes sense. You used it in 2024. In 2025, that thing was basically dead. I don't think they've made a single post in 2026. There's no reason for this account to be around anymore. Like, there's no reason. Like, it's just painfully laughable how bad the communication is with this franchise. And this is a side note, but the use of AI with FNAF products is kind of concerning, because Blumhouse recently used AI to make a coloring page with one of the frames, or one of the promotional stills they had for the FNAF movie, the first one. Why did you need to use AI for that? You could have just gotten an artist to trace over the image. It wouldn't have taken that long. Maybe it would have taken a few days, but like, it would not have taken that long. And it's not as painfully laughable as it is when you use AI, because it's painfully obvious that that's AI. Like, it's so bad. It's genuinely so bad. Like, and then I'm pretty sure Jazwares use AI to promote their jump scare Bonnie figure. I don't know. I think they deleted the reel, because I remember I saw the reel, I liked it, I reposted it. I didn't even realize it was AI until somebody was like, "Is this AI?" in the comments. I looked. It was strangely AI, because just so much about it was off, and it was just like, what? So I tried looking for the post on their Instagram again. It was gone. I couldn't see it. So I genuinely think that they deleted it. So I'll see if I can find the video while I'm editing. But um I guess that just kind of leads me to my last point. Uh, like, this is like the most divisive one out of my points, but Scott Cawthon is just not a good person, man. I'm sorry. I don't know the man personally. I know that's going to be one of the main things people say. You don't know him personally. Based on what I've seen, based on what we know, he's not a good person. First off, I'm going to start off with the donations part. I know people are going to say, "Oh, but you don't know if he donated to Trump again. You don't know if he donated to Republican candidates again." Why did again need to be a thing in the first place? Like, why did Scott, like, I'm like like I don't know. It's just frustrating, because why did again have to be a why do we have to say again? Why did Scott Cawthon donate to Trump in the first place? And then, like, I just don't want to support somebody that supports Trump, you know? Like, the possibility that they support Trump. Like, if it happened once, it's most likely going to happen again. I'm sorry. There's no, but we don't know if he supported him again. I'm sorry. If it happened once, it's probably going to happen again, because Scott Cawthon didn't even apologize for the fact that he supported Trump. Like, he didn't even say anything like, "I'm sorry to anybody who I may have disappointed," or anything. No. Like, in fact, let me find the post. Here's the message. Okay. I'm just going to give like a general too lazy to read of the message. I'll have it on screen, but basically it's like he said it was his last post. He's basically addressing the situation, you know? But in this post, he's mentioned, like I said, he basically just mentions, he covers the topic. He mentions how his family has gotten doxxed and has had death threats sent to them. I don't think that's good either. I don't think we should be doing that to people unless they're like a pedophile, okay? Like, or a rapist, okay? I'm sorry. I draw the line at those. I'm sorry. If you're a pedophile, if you're a rapist, I'm sorry. Like, or a zoophile. I draw the line at those three things. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. Like, there are specific things I draw lines at. Those are three of the main ones. So, but basically, at the end of this message, he says, "All because I exercised all this because I exercised my right and my duty as an American citizen to vote for and support the candidates who I felt could best run the country for everyone, and that's something I won't apologize for." Mind you, mind you, Trump, like, during this, in fact, it's Trump is a racist, homophobe, sexist, misogynist. He is a pedophile rapist. Okay, and then we are also ignoring the fact that, like, like we're also just ignoring the fact that um like ignoring the fact that he's just who he is. I like I I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm pretty sure Scott Cawthon is probably one of those people that voted for Trump because he's like, oh, he's Christian. He has the same values as me. I'm gonna vote for him. He says he's Christian. I'll vote for him. The surface level values. They don't look at anything under the surface. They just look at the surface values. That's all they do. I'm pretty sure Scott Cawthon is one of those people. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna back down from that. I really think Scott Cawthon is one of those people because this is my like sixth time recording this, fifth or sixth time. I've used up all the anger that I have relating to this subject because I'm strongly passionate about against this. I'm an Afro Latino male, okay? America doesn't like me. America doesn't like any person of color. And the fact that we have President Trump in office, somebody who very actively is against people of color, black people such as myself, people of color such as myself, people in the LGBT, women, like the people who are below him, and that includes, I don't even think that includes Scott Cawthon at this point. Scott Cawthon is probably a billionaire, so he's probably in that elite class. But people like me, people like you probably watching this video, he doesn't like you. I'm just going to say it. He doesn't like white people either. He sees you as somebody, if you support him, he sees you as somebody who's easily able to be manipulated, you know? And before I have anybody in the comments being like, "Oh well, all the your left, your Democratic president would have done the same to you," I, I don't like either party. Okay, I just consider myself a leftist. Like I don't support any party. I think we need to get rid of this whole this whole capitalist, this whole democratic society. We need to just find something to start over with, you know. But before anybody says that, I'm just gonna throw that out the way. Um, I don't want to support somebody who supports a racist, homophobic, sexist, misogynist, rapist, pedophile. Okay? I don't understand how this hasn't gone into people's heads. I don't understand how people can still support Scott Cawthon after this. Like, I will just say this. Back when this stuff came out, I was a teenager. I was easily impressionable. And because this franchise had meant so much to me, because this was something I was clinging onto really heavily, I had defended Scott Cawthon. And I'm not happy to say that, but I'm just trying to be transparent because this means so much to me. Because when I was a teenager, I was my brain, I was still developing. I'm still developing now. I'm just about to turn 19 years old. I'm still developing. Okay. I don't stop developing until like the 24, 25 range. Pretty sure it's 25, but still. I don't stop developing until that time frame. So I but like I was a teenager. I was still developing. I didn't know what to believe, you know? But as I started growing up and maturing by like senior year, junior, no, not even senior year. This happened when I was in ninth grade. I was still trying to find myself. 10th grade, I had started beginning to find myself. 11th grade, I'm pretty sure I was like out throughout high school. I was just trying to find myself, and by like I had defined my morals after like all my morals were defined after basically before high school ended. Like I knew what I believed in after high school ended, and now that I'm in college, my second year of college, I and now that I've had time to just kind of think about more stuff this summer, I'm just like, what's the point of supporting this franchise if I'm supporting somebody who supports a racist, homophobic, sexist, misogynist, pedophile rapist? Okay, like I know I've probably said that combination of words two different times. Like I've said these words together three times in a row, but I just need that to sink into everybody's heads. Scott Cawthon is somebody who supports a racist, homophobic, sexist, misogynist, rapist, pedophile. Okay, he likes kids. Trump likes kids. He is a horrible person. We're getting that out the way right now. Okay, so I just don't want to support Scott Cawthon because of that. And then not to mention he he works with companies that use AI. Okay, that's just we know this. We know this. Blumhouse. Jason Blum was literally like, I think we just need to embrace AI. AI's here to stay. I'm so tired of people saying that. We have done so much without AI. Why are we so dependent on it now? Like, no, no. Scott Cawthon probably didn't know when he signed on to Blumhouse, like 2018. I don't know when he signed on with Blumhouse. He sure knew that Trump was a racist, homophobic, all that stuff back when he first voted for him. Okay. And probably re-voted for him in 2021 and 2025. Okay. Wait, no. No, 2024. Sorry. But, like, man. And then Jazwares is a whole other can of worms. Jazwares is a Zionist company, guys. I'm sorry. Just throwing that out there. Former, like, I don't know if this person was the former CEO, but on the screenshot I saw, it said they were a CEO. So they said that the big I, the big BB Yahoo, we know the country I'm referring to is not real. He said that they have a right to defend themselves. Taking land that doesn't belong to them, killing innocent people, killing innocent children, women, men, innocent people. Okay, and they're still doing it now. And I just don't feel comfortable supporting that. I'm sorry. Like, if this franchise is going to be working with a Zionist company, an AI company, is ran by somebody who supports a racist, homophobic, misogynistic, sexist, rapist, pedophile, I don't feel comfortable supporting that. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not gonna apologize for that. I just don't feel comfortable supporting it. It's just my beliefs. I'm sorry. And I know people are gonna say you don't know the man personally. In fact, I literally saw a tweet the other day. It was like they were basically somebody had said Scott Cawthon needs to resign. He's the head of the FNaF franchise. Somebody retweeted that. They were like, he handled the series poorly. They were like, I can name a few companies, corporations that probably would have handled the franchise much worse than this, to the point where it would have made you cry. And then they quoted the part where he was like bad person, and they were like, oh, this is coming from somebody who hasn't even met the man, doesn't know what he's been doing, feeling bold today. Like, what? The passive aggressiveness is not gonna the sarc like dude. I'm sorry. Like, saying you haven't met the man in real life doesn't mean a thing, doesn't mean a dime, doesn't mean a lick of anything. When all this stuff about Trump has been out in the open, it's been obvious since he started running, because Trump is that evil. Okay, it's been that obvious. And saying, oh, you haven't met the man in real life, I don't need to meet him in real life. Like, I know what he supports. Like, dude, that's my main thing. Just Scott Cawthon as a person. Oh, not to mention he worked with a pedophile. He he still contracted a pedo. He still freely commissioned a pedophile up until July 2025, and this all recently came out. And I know people are probably going to be like, "Oh, why are you taking Pinky Pill's word?" Do you think I can't take Scott Cawthon's word either? Like I know she might be lying just because of the fact that she has a thing for Scott. And I still think that's weird. You have somebody who has a thing for you despite you being a married man working for you. Okay, I know where your morals are. Like, this is why this is why I couldn't take that tweet seriously. Bad person. You haven't met him in real life, feeling bold today? Based on all the stuff I heard, yeah, he's not a good person. But, like, I there's nothing to defend anymore. There's really nothing to defend about Scott Cawthon. He worked with a pedophile. I don't feel comfortable supporting that. I'm sorry. Um, and then not to mention some of the other smaller stuff, like um the Andy Field thing, like where he was like, "Oh,
But I hope she
I
dies
wish
a
her a
very
painful
painful
death,
death.
a very painful death. FNaF Army, I need your help. Go harass this lady who scared me. Oh, I wish her a very painful death." I can't feel bad about not wanting to support this franchise anymore. In fact, let me go find my thumbnail I made for this video, just to see why my main points of criticism, my main reasons why I don't feel like supporting this franchise anymore. Oh, oh, it's for the fans thing. I also have a little bit more to say about that. The movie was bad, by the way. The movie was horribly bad. Everybody's making fun of it. Nobody liked it. But your defense is, oh, it's for the fans. You're not gonna understand. You made a horrible movie, and you think your audience is dumb enough to eat that up. You think that like like the whole like this is Jason Blum, Emma Tammy, Scott Cawthon. I'm talking to y'all specifically. Y'all think y'all audience is so dumb to the point where you're like, yeah, this is for the fans. Haha. The critics aren't supposed to like it. Ended up being a big, massive pile of poo. And it was non it had a nonsensical story. Like nothing about it made sense. And you saying it's for the fans basically is just you saying, yeah, we know it's bad, but we're hiding it under the guise of it's for the fans because we know the fans are gonna support it anyway. It's just it's just freaking insane, man. You're basically saying the fans don't deserve anything good. Like, okay. Jazwares already mentioned that. Oh, Kane, Carter, and Fhisnom. What okay. Um the one pedophile Scott Cawthon had working for him and he fired him immediately after. What's his name? Jonachrome? Yeah, he got fired immediately after. But Kane, Carter, and Fhisnom, they are such odd individuals, and I'm pretty sure this is all common knowledge now. Fhisnom, I'm gonna start off with Fhisnom. He had his like when the person was saying you when he was playing Ruin, he finished it, he didn't like it. Somebody replied to him basically saying, you didn't even give it a chance. His fans started sending the person death threats, gore videos, and all that stuff. And when people were like, hey, you need to say something about this, he was so unserious about it. I'm pretty sure he posted a Rick Roll, like a link to a Rick Roll, like the Never Gonna Give You Up music video. He Rick rolled everybody instead of giving a genuine response, thus causing him to basically be fired from FNaF Plus, to basically be blacklisted from the franchise for a good little bit until like 2025. That's insane to me. I get people have their own style of humor. You probably have edgy humor. That's this like there's just a point where jokes just you need to cut the jokes and be completely serious. That just didn't happen. So, and then also the fact that Fiznom and King Carter say the N word, like have said the N word in the past. Because I'm pretty sure the screenshot, I have it on the thumbnail. It's just really hard to read. Basically, King Carter was like, um, he was basically like, you're not wrong at all. I have said it. I've only said it with the A, not the R. Ooh, big difference. Um, and he's basically like, I say bro now. I was a teenager when I said the N word. Like, okay, okay. Like, basically, like I was younger when I said it. Okay, that's I like I that's you're building up to a relatively whatever response. Okay, because granted, people can can hang around different people who do things that are wrong, but at the same time it's up to you to kind of stop doing that because you know it's wrong, and if you don't stop doing it despite you knowing it's wrong, then you're just weird for that. And then he was like, now I say bro instead, but but I say it with the intent of saying the n-word always. Like, gee, nice job, buddy. Nice job. Nice job, dude. Like, that's freaking insane to me, dude. Like, oh my gosh. Insane. Insane. I like, dude, like like I just can't, dude. Like, I just can't. It doesn't make sense to me. It's just crazy. Um and then, I think that's everything I have on my thumbnail. I can't really think of anything else that I saved on my iPad that I used to make this thumbnail. Um let me let me see. Let me check out all the other pictures I saved because I think I did manage to use all the pictures. Um, let's see. I already mentioned Andy Field, Scott Cawthon. Oh, Scott Cawthon. I'm just gonna say this as one of my last few things. Scott Cawthon never truly retired. Okay, he's been with this franchise even after he said he was retiring. He said he was retiring in 2021, 2023. Ruin came out. He helped with Ruin. 2023, the movie came out. He wrote, executive produced the movie. 2023, like I keep on mentioning 2023. Help Wanted was out in 2023. He helped with Help Wanted too. 2020, he still wrote a lot of the books. 2024 came around, Into the Pit. I'm pretty sure he helped with Into the Pit to some extent. He was probably just like a producer. But with 2025 coming around, Secret of the Mimic, was out. He helped with Secret of the Mimic. He was a producer. He helped with the story. With the second movie, he wrote that movie and he produced it. Like, he never retired. He basically just gaslit the community into feeling bad because they essentially forced him out. Like, what? Um. Oh, 17% for FNaF too. I'm sorry, guys. 17%. Ooh, it's such an improvement. 2% higher. I already mentioned the Jazwares thing. Yeah, I covered everything. I have covered everything. Like, I have covered everything. The Phisnom thing where he joked around originally, made an serious apology after. Why did you have to joke around first, then make a serious apology after, only when you were just called out? Like, yeah, that's everything. I have covered everything. Covered all my frustrations. Probably the last thing I have to say is like the lack of quality control because we had Secret of the Mimic, the Dead by Daylight collab, two of the things that I do think are some of the best things that come out from this franchise ever. And we had the second movie that in 2025. Like like I can't like I sound defeated because I am, but it's just like I can't even defend this franchise anymore, man. So with that being said, I think this unscripted rant is done. Like I said, this was my sixth time recording it. I've used up all my anger. I think I've used up all my anger in this scenario. Um, oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna continue elaborating on the lack of quality control thing. With the merch, some of the merch can be good. The plushies are kind of cute. Their plushies are kind of good. The jump scare figures are good, but then you have something like the Endo series coming out of Jazwares, and then it's not even the quality control with just the games and the toys, the movies as well. Um, the books, the books. Hmm. I can't even begin with the books. Both of the movie books are horrible. I'm sorry. Both of the movie books are horrible. The second movie novelization is just as nonsensical as the movie. Both books have Doug in the first book's instance and Jeremiah in the second book's instance just being completely weird towards women for some reason. And then Jeremiah is weird towards Abby for some reason. And then in the second book, they have a whole description, a whole backstory for the F for Fast Fest kid just to explain why his dad is attractive and just to end off with the fact that, yeah, the kid's going to look attractive when he's older. We don't need to know this. He's a kid. I don't want to look at a kid like that. Another reason why not to support Scott Cawthon. He works with people who actively do this type of stuff. People who are pedophiles. Great, great. People who could potentially be pedophiles. That's that's nice. Um, and then the Funko merch thing. We're all over Funko. Funko created merch that was just slop. I've refrained from saying this word. I don't like saying this word, but slop. Slop. It's just slop. Um, there's just no quality control with this franchise. I'm just gonna say it outright. There's no quality control. Um, but now I think I've kind of said everything I need to say. Um, I don't know what I'm gonna do with all the merch I've bought with relating to this franchise, considering it's a lot. I've already started putting some of it away in storage, and I'm glad to have it. I just don't want to have it sitting out anymore. I have other interests to be attached to now. Like, like, there's just no point. Like, literally. Um, I have so many other interests to be attached to. Superman, SpongeBob, Chico Up, Sonic, um, Black Panther, Sinners, and those are just the ones I can name off the top of my head. Did I say Batman? I did not say Batman. Batman, um, Spider Man, um, and like I said, those are the only ones I can really name off the top of my head. But I have so many more that are just popping up in my head now, but I'm just gonna refrain from saying them. Actually, I'll say two more: Rabbids and Little Big Planet. There you go. Um, but I just there's no point anymore. No more in supporting a franchise where I feel like I don't belong. And also, I keep on saying that I'm almost done. I'm sorry, guys. This is really unscripted. the fandom is just so weird. They defend racists, they defend pedophiles. It is such a weird fandom, and it just doesn't feel like I belong in this space. That's just how it is with fandoms as a whole, which is why I think we need to have more colored people, more black people, more POC people creating projects and creating fandom spaces where people feel like they belong. Sinners, for example, we there's just no point anymore in supporting a franchise where quality control is non-existent, communication is non-existent, the fandom is horrible, and the creator of it is a horrible person and supports horrible people and works with horrible people. There's no point anymore, guys. And I say this with a heavy heart because I love this franchise with all my heart. I'm just gonna take a break from it until it gets under a new head, which I doubt is ever gonna happen because this is Scott Cawthon's kid. From what I'm seeing, he's basically just holding it like his baby, despite him not saying anything since December after the movie came out. Everybody lambasted it. Okay, or just until like I feel comfortable coming back, which probably isn't gonna be for a little bit. Isn't gonna be for a while. But yeah, that's just kind of how I want to end off this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you agree with me, you just share your thoughts. If you disagree with me, share your thoughts too. If you're somewhat neutral about this, share your thoughts too. I just want to see what everybody thinks. Um, but yeah, ironically, I was gonna make another FNaF video for another channel I have. I am still probably gonna release it just to get it out because I already have all the footage recorded. I have all my voice, like I have all the audio recorded for it. I'm just gonna post it, leave it at that. If I get any more merch, it's gonna be from secondhand sellers like Mercury, Depop, eBay. I don't know if I'm using that term correctly, secondhand sellers, but still. I just have other interests to be attached to, and I just don't feel comfortable supporting FNaF anymore. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Um. That's it. That's all I have to say. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Bye, guys.